QRM Office 5521, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Today is November the 1st, 2021. We will have our conversation today. Unfortunately, I was kind of, scratching my balls and watching TV, doing nothing, and I was very glad and do things at this way. Suddenly I had a problem, another one, considering the communication services in Brazil and all things complaining. And you can take a look at the blog, the risk report the risk report 2021.blogspot.com, risk report 2021 3 October .blogspot.com. We will observe that the last three posts we have the design as conjunctural risk, the predictive model to face this and prevent this conjunctural risk that only will happen if you had the integration by the lenient failure, which indeed is on present time, by specific hands, specific variables, specific silence as lack of will, which indeed is a behavior as itself. We will observe that during our conversation and presentation we had one very peculiar model and one very specific model as observation, which was that I had two fields, and these two fields kind of were committing crimes or something like this. One is the positive one interval negative one, the other the 0 0 positive one, but to both had been going inside an area with a constitution. And then we had on present time, in the way things are, your intention as having variance of scams by coalitions. Consider that those variance scams by coalitions indeed were something like this. You had different fields, and here we are having something a little bigger, as for instance Brazil and USA, but could be 0 0 positive 1 0 0 negative 1 integration as corruption. Can be legal system Brazil, legal system USA, corruption. Corruption will be always under review, investigation and punishment that must be made by areas with legitimacy to do this punishment, not by criminal offenders, because you must come to the side of the law if you are at this area. Let's suppose criminal organization A, La Cosa Nostra, criminal organization B, Nandragueta, you, offender of public department in Brazil. You kind of must consider have yourself at the side of the law. International, because your system will be protected by you. It's impossible. See? And the extended field as variance of these scams, which are criminal scams inside a field with a constitution, will kind of have so much intent proved as trending -1, it means illegal or corruption, that the extended field inside The field of criminality which goes inside the constitutional environment will surround the constitution, and then you have a system of abuses, of exploitation, of fear, by variables positive 1, inner value negative 1, and 0, 0, positive 1. Corruption always at the linkage at this chain. See? And as we said, block the chain, you have the interface, and the system of abuses will fail. You failed again and one more time, my friend. This time we will consider that if you had your violation, and we can have this by the quadrant tracer. Let's suppose you have America Y. You have the crime committed X. You have the application of the law Z. The application of the law Z, considering the crime committed as variable, will give the function of the judicial power that will activate. If it's a system of abuse and exploitation, the application of the law against the behavior which is based on corruption to have abuses and exploitation will activate the antitrust justice. See? Flawless model. One more time. Now, let's suppose that your criminal behavior is to commit murders in a large scale, destroy cultures. And I will observe that the law against the murders committed by you in a very first moment will wake the system of justice in area which do the protection and the prevention of murder, considering the scalar behavior as internal dot product and the fractal as Fibonacci, which we can observe. For sure we can have weapons of mass destruction on it as something with instrumental behavior, or instrumental way of do and commit murders, or even a genocide. But the first thing we will have at the pattern of murders, considering the application of the law that will raise the system of justice. You are in big problem on public corruption authority in Brazil, especially Rio de Janeiro. Then I'm very concerned with the consequence that you all are gonna suffer. 20 years in jail, America will be a privilege. Then we will have this situation here, the database sigma, considering the storage of data, avoiding the migration of modified data and things as insertion to put a system of decision which as a decision that can be made by a machine at failure. We have this as database sigma. We have the quadrant tracer, as you can observe here, to do the application of the law, and the new tracer, which is the field quantified by these values as binary optimized, that goes inside a quadrant. And this will raise, for instance, the system of justice or the internal control at my company. If I had a behavior as variable, which is a variance and a contract of marketing, and of course that with a lot of costs, and this costs against the statement of my company that will request information based on this variable to raise and wake up the financial and internal control. Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, you are in big problem. Recommended to have the distribution of crimes considering values as offensive behavior against the local system Brazil, application only of the Brazilian law. Against the local system and only the local system America, including the preamble. For instance, if you shut and violate the premise at this constitution, which is the blessed of freedom, application of the American law. Violation of both, as violation as free will in Brazil, Article 194, and U.S. preamble, blessed of freedom, international charge will be sent to above. You know, it's very recommended to consider death penalties in all cases which you have the possibility as death penalty, especially prisons. If the system of justice accept this, and we are not in a war, because to declare a war, you must recognize your enemy, but your enemy is your own corrupted national, in many cases, in mostly all cases, integrated with the purpose as having the variance of all scams to surround all constitutional and legal system. You are not going to escape criminal offender at the transnational organized crime supported and structured by local corruption. You will be sent to jail, you all. But according with the quality and type of offensive behavior and aggression committed by you, you will suffer consequences, legal consequences of local legal system if you violated only the local law. Against the foreigner legal system, if you had the violation of the foreign legal system, considering the center as observation Brazil. 2 legal systems, security forum Brazil USA. 2 legal system, you are an international offender as criminal. And if you, for instance, you had a complaint the next door offender, you consider put a van or a vehicle to do the continuity of the broadcast security of the communication and privacy. Cesar Lombroso had this, there's sometimes of criminal offenders and criminals. Many of them have you can recover them. So they must be separated forever from the society and regular people. You put them away or you kill them. And America has 2 options as punishment like this, the death penalty and the prison for a life. You observe this, at this case, apply your jurisdiction. If the way we have crimes committed in Brazil, for instance, by the Brazilian public authorities, affecting the stability of the United States, and have the continuity of this despite all arguments presented and proved as evidence complained, you must have this consequence and enact the orders from embassies. This variable must come to the embassy, for instance, the U.S. Embassy in Brazil, present the argument and send to America to suffer the punishment in USA because you are a criminal offender against that legal system, despite you are hiding yourself in Brazil and using the Brazilian institution and prerogatives to cover your criminal intention. But not anymore. We are doing this industrial white labor project, this respected by you, not considered by you in Brazil to prove this evidence. Your intention as incremental and marginalism behavior training to negative one as corruption to surround all legal system. Not gonna happen. You fail, you will be sent to jail, or maybe to a prison of boat, or to a prison for a life, or even suffer a death penalty. Have a nice week.